Peace, campaign trail, peace in the Far East. You see, we got the young son of man.
What's going on, family?
Young Nas, sounding flat like a Sprite. They've been sitting outside for 2 days. Young Keys, say peace, Young Keys. Peace. Yeah, man, we just giving our condolences and also our prayers to my bro. Rest in peace. May Allah be pleased. SAAFIR, hip hop pioneer, rap pioneer, West Coast vet, and my bro, my twin. You know how they say that these days, twin. That was literally my twin in the rap game on the West Coast. SAAFIR. People used to always get us confused with each other. Everybody used to think I was Harold on Minister Society. That wasn't me. That was my bro, SAAFIR, from Hobo Junction, and his little brothers was the Who Riders from Oakland. So, man, we want to give our prayers and condolences and love and energy out to my bro SAAFIR and his family, Young Chop, you know what I'm saying, from the Who Riders and, you know, his brothers and sisters. So it's all love, you know, bro. You know, he was ill, you know, incapacitated. You know, he was in a wheelchair for a minute, you know what I'm saying, for a few years. And, you know, a lot of people also know SAAFIR from Golden State, the rap group with him, Raz Kaz, and Exhibit. So yeah, you know, we just here celebrating, you know, his life and thanking God and praising God, you know what I'm saying, and trying to send our love and well wishes and prayers and condolences. Keep your head up, celebrate the life of a real one. It's not time to be sad. Of course, we always naturally kind of sad, or when our stars have to return to the essence, but we here representing them, we carry them in our minds and our hearts until it's our turn. Because no matter what, if we got a birthday, we're gonna have a departure day. So we want to embrace the reality of that and not look at it like it's a monster movie or horror movie, or we supposed to be grieving. You know, we can mourn, but we shouldn't grieve. You know what I mean? Because that's the part of campaign trail that, you know, we all can relate to, is that pain, the pain of a loved one, family member, a loved one, returning to the essence, departing. But can't no soul come into the world or leave this world without the Creator, the Most High's permission. So nobody is lost to Him. They might be lost to us because we don't understand, you know, what happens and where we go and whatever, you know, but to the source, to the essence of us, you know, there is no loss. This house is like a light bulb. You know what I'm saying? You got lights on in your house. The bulb ain't the real identity. You know, the bulb can fashion and shape and determine, you know, certain aspects, but the real force, the real energy is that electricity. And just because the bulb might burn out, which all bulbs, all containers, all vessels will burn out, that energy, that God energy, gonna burn everything out, right? And you know, eventually. But that don't mean that the energy, that the real being, the real force is deceased. That it can never die. It's just gonna get a new vessel, a new expression, a new container, or whatever. So we should look at all of us and all of our loved ones that, you know, that whose vessels burn out, because the God energy, the God force is going to burn it out. That's not a bad thing. That's the cycle of life. That's nature. You know what I mean? So, and you know, this is how we continue on also. We reproduce, just like, you know, my youngest son right here, the reproduction of me and his mother. That's what we supposed to do. It's like cells. Cells always gonna reproduce. They divide and reproduce, and before they shed and exfoliate in the shower or the bathtub, all of the data, all of the information, all of the intelligence that was in the cell transfers that data to the newborn cells, and then the old cell is able to die out. But the actual information and identity is in the new cell now. So it's a blessing to have both cells, present at the same time, but eventually one is designed to get out the way. So that's all death is us making room for our newer selves. So hopefully that, makes sense. And we all God's children of the Most High. This body is unique snowflake fingerprint expressions of the eternal, infinite God identity, the intelligence, the supreme being. We're just all individual, unique expressions that get to experience this as though we're individuals, but we really are not individuals. We really are one. We are one. So yeah, excuse me. So rest in peace. And we don't even say rest in peace because we say peace be upon him and her, because rest suggests something else. You know what I'm saying? Energy don't rest. Energy continues to build and create and expand and express itself. So so we don't, we try to be as realistic about concepts of life and so-called death as we can. The body, that house can be laid to rest. It's not going to be doing that function no more, but that's not him and that's not her. Those of our, males and females whose bodies go to rest. The body dies and still performs function. It still has atoms and molecules and living, energy in the house until it's all the way decayed or whatever. And even if it's bones and fossilized and mummified, it still has live atoms and molecules that's still holding it together. So a lot of us don't know what life is. We don't know the real definition and the real source and force, life force. So that's why we're here, to learn that and be resurrected back into the knowledge of that while our bodies are alive. So we want to use these, these serious circumstances and these events of life and alleged death to teach, life lessons and reality and creation lessons. So that's what we're here for. We're not going to dwell on, like I said, no grief. Of course, we got natural, you're going to feel the void. You're going to feel the physical loss, but then you're going to gain the, absorbing the mental and spiritual and energetic identity of your loved one. So they're never dead. That's why the Quran says, speak not and think not of those who die or are slain in Allah's way as dead. They are not dead, but we perceive not. We just don't understand what they are, and their condition now. God is, or Allah is, the all eye seeing, the all in all. So that means all eyes are his eyes, all ears are his ears. When we come here in an individual body, we allowed to express a unique snowflake fingerprint identity or expression. But once we shed this, then we return to the all. That means we are in all of our people. We come here as individuals and get to experience what's called individual experience. But then once this individual experience is over with, then we go back to living in all of our people. So all of our people, all of the righteous, if you're righteous. If you're wicked, then you might be trapped in all of the wicked's torture and torment and grief and misery or whatever. But as far as the righteous, we get dispersed or we get gathered up into all of our people. We live in all of our people. So that's, I don't want to get into, spooky, spiritual, metaphysical, whatever, but for those that read the Bible, if you even read about Moses that's supposed to live to 120 years old, and after that ripe old age, he died and was gathered unto his people. Gathered unto his people, meaning his righteous people gathered. He went and now he's living, like he was living in his own individual body. Now he's living that, in all of the righteous individual bodies. So everybody that's experiencing joy and happiness and family or pleasure or whatever, he's experiencing that in you also. So that's a whole different, dimensional and dynamic concept that I ain't trying to go into or whatever. But I'm just saying that to let y'all know that death ain't what you think it is. Death ain't what we've been taught it was. So may peace and blessings and the goodly pleasure and reward of Allah be on and with SAAFIR and with your and my righteous loved ones. So that's just a reason for us to, talk about this reality in the best way regarding all of our loved ones that have already transitioned. Speak not or think not as though they dead. Their bodies are dead. Those bodies, those vessels, those light bulbs are in the trash. But the energy that lit them up is that's who they really are. That's never in the trash. That's functioning right now. So we don't say in the nation, we don't say rest. We don't say rest. Energy don't rest. Energy continues to create and build and elevate and advance. So, but I understand, I understand why y'all saying that. Salute. Anyway, not a anyway on that. What's today's topics other than that? It's hard to even go transition into another subject after that. We can talk about this for a little while if y'all want to, if y'all don't mind. If y'all want to ask questions about life and death and your ideas or what does the nation teach, or what is your belief and our belief, maybe this is a good time to talk about that stress or that problem, that fear that so many of us got. The fear of death, the fear of our own death, the fear of our loved ones dying. Maybe that's a good thing that we can talk about to help strengthen each other during this time. Is that, y'all got any questions? I'm gonna put this little link up here. Y'all can type them or y'all can hop on the live with me. There's the StreamYard link. Digital Soapbox Network, StreamYard.com. That's the link. If y'all want to hop on, express, something, ask questions, get something off your chest, therapeutic, anything. We here for it. You see young Nas. I know I'm doing a lot of talking.
Y'all.
You know what I'm saying? But say those jeans is mighty.
No, that's true. That's true.
You got any questions or ideas about death or what you think death is? Not right now. That's the young daughter God right there. And this is what we do. We talk about it because the more we talk about it and you prepare, especially your children and youth for that reality and let them, teach them to understand it for what it really is, not these satanic TV shows and comic books and ghost stories and all that stuff that make them, terrified, and they living in fear and paralyzed mentally and emotionally because they walking in fear, the fear of loss. Death is supposed to be loss, right? It's loss. It's not lost to them. It may be lost to us. To us, we've lost somebody, but to the reality, to the creation, to the life force, the eternal infinite life force is not lost. If they righteous, their identity ain't lost. If anything, is now, like I said, been dispersed infinitely. So in that respect, they're immortal. We're immortal. Some of us is immortal already, while we, based on what we've done of good, that's gonna live forever. So that's what we here for. To be the immortals that we was born to be.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Because also in those scary stories they be trying to do for children or something, they be trying to make it like death is scary or
right
and stuff.
Right.
They be having the skeleton.
Yeah, like that's death. Right. Nah, that's actually the skeleton is just the foundation of the physical body. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all know anything about biology, the real source of intelligence and knowledge and all of that is the brain, right? The head, the brain. And if y'all know anything about the science and biology of the brain does not feel pain. The brain does not feel pain. And that's a physical reality, a physical manifestation of a spiritual reality also. The only thing that really feels fear and pain is the body that's protecting the brain. So the cells and the tissues and the veins and the bone marrow, there's nerve endings and they experience pain. The actual brain itself, if you cut your skull open, all of that's going to be excruciating pain, but you pop the top and you get the cutting or sticking or anything on the brain will not feel it. The brain, the part of God that runs the whole body, does not feel pain. So just keep that in mind, because that's also what happens, quote unquote, with your soul, with our soul. The body is intelligent. It has cells with intelligence in it that are trying to survive, that are trying to live as long as they possibly can, because they have a beginning and they have an end as individuals. So they're going to be recording data, which is going to be translated as fear, because if they run into any experience that seems like it's a threat to their survival, they're going to record that as something that you should avoid and stay away from, or fight or flight. And emotionally, that translates into fear. So most fear is, I don't know if y'all seen that movie with Will Smith. What was we just watching? After Earth. That was a good little bar that Will Smith gave. He didn't invent it, but he said, danger is real. Danger is real to the body, but fear is a choice. Fear is not real. Fear is something that you accept. You know what I'm saying?
Something that you imagine,
that
may not even come true.
Right. Fear is something that you imagine about the future, whether it's distant future or immediate future, that you scared that this is going to happen or this is happening or whatever. But you don't have to fear it. Just like babies. Babies don't fear. Babies don't fear. They feel pain. If you do something to them, then that's danger, and they're gonna react to it. But they don't anticipate something hurting them because they don't know no better. And that's how we should be. We should be realistic. Okay, this can hurt me, or this can damage me, or this can bring my body to its demise. But fear is a choice. Unfortunately, something that we've been deceived into accepting. We've been deceived into accepting and functioning our whole life off of fear, based on a slave, physical, violent, traumatic centuries experience that's still in our DNA. That data is still in our DNA. So if we don't never get that repaired, reparations, get that mentally and emotionally and spiritually repaired and purged out of us therapeutically, demons exorcised out of us, then we unfortunately pass that data on to our offspring as well. So that's why even conversations like this with my youngest offspring here is helping to exercise them type of demons. So I want to share and offer y'all what I give my own children. And it helped me too, because I'm still carrying traumas from when I was their age, and I see how they handle certain situations, and they don't know that they therapists for me. They teach me how I can handle some of my unresolved childhood trauma. So this one right here, I ain't gonna go into his details. He done been to hell and back, and he done been some places. I'm talking about mentally and emotionally and spiritually that ain't none of us never went through. And he took it like a soldier, like it's regular. He did it like it's regular. So that's what this whole new generation, this generation is dealing with so much stress, according to the Bible and Quran and all of that, that it'll make your baby's hair gray. It'll be so stressful that it'll make your children's hair gray. Little babies and toddlers' hair will be gray because of the unnatural stress that they born under. That stress can be in the form of fake medicines and pharmaceuticals and stuff that they getting unnecessarily hit with. It could be in the form of poor food and lack of nutrients. So where they malnourished and their hair is gray for that reason. It's all kind of ways, that can be made to be fulfilled like that. Just coming into a world where it's just opposite energy, just a 5150 crazy energy. The atmosphere, the mind of the city, like some states, like when because I ain't in California right now, and when I come back home, as soon as I fly into LAX or come within a certain few, like 30 miles, 100 miles or whatever, I can feel the weird energy. I can feel the chaotic. It's just a satanic, confused, lost, miserable energy. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm not tripping. I'm not crazy. And then as soon as I land, I really see it. Like, damn, it really is this. You know what I'm saying? You get on the freeway and you see people driving a certain kind of way. And you're like, damn, why they own one like that? It must be some kind of 5G frequency weapon or frequency that they got us tripping on or whatever. So I really feel that, you know what I'm saying? And it's not feeling like emotion. I'm talking about I sense it. I sense it. Kimmy, my dog Kimmy, salute. You got your mic on.
Salute, Ken. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Peace to you, God King. What you think?
Peace, King. Peace to both you brothers. Good to see y'all in good health and good spirit.
Man, likewise.
I think you're on point, man. I just wanted to I want to ask you, what was your take on? I don't know if you saw it, but Robert Kennedy, the new person Trump was selected to work over the FDA and all these different things.
Yeah, HHS.
Yeah, I was watching something the other day where he was showing how all these companies was using this yellow dye that comes from after they make tar for roads and stuff, but actually they was using it to coat cereals and different like fruit snacks and different stuff that we eat, causing this yellow dye called tantaline or something like that. How it causes too much stress and these things. But I've been getting a lot of pushback for bringing it out because they saying, "Oh, I'm putting my trust in the white man." But the way I look at it is, if Satan is casting out Satan, if we sit back, we can learn something from that.
Absolutely. In the nation, we taught way back in the 1930s when we got our lessons. The question is asked, how many Muslim sons are there in North America? And way back in 1934, the answer was approximately 3 million. Muslim sons are Caucasian Muslims, those that call themselves Freemasons and Shriners, right? So it don't mean that they're all righteous, but it means that they study the righteous nature of the original man and woman, which is Islam. What they do with that Islam that's another story. But there are a group of highly placed, they call themselves nobles, which is the Shriners. If you see in the Shrine Auditorium or Shriners Hospital, or like on Christmas or New Year's, they have the Shriners Parade, the little floats. Those Shriners are white Muslims that usually are senior citizens, and they have to study from 35 to 50 years the nature of the original people, which is Islam, in secret, in private, before they can wear our holy flag, which is the star and the crescent, which is the universal flag of righteousness, the universal flag of the righteous, the original man and woman. But they have to add a sword on the upper part. If y'all ever see the Freemason symbols or whatever, you see the star and crescent, but you see the sword on the upper part. And that's because we knew and they knew their nature was recessive and weak, and they was easily susceptible to wicked suggestions and wicked actions and wicked thoughts. So we put the sword on the upper part so that they could always see it, so they would keep in mind that anytime they violate their oath, that they would pay with their lives, and their families would pay with their lives by the God of the righteous, right? So these are secrets that they sworn us to, so they can't tell you what it means, but we can, because we are the fathers, we are their makers, and the ones that put them under that law, and we the ones that established and created their secret society. So all of the stuff that you read about Skull and Bones and Freemasons and this and that, we the original people is the ones established that for them. And they, took that science, and we also taught them some other science of technology so that they can be successful in conquering the world and ruling us, ruling our planet and ruling our people for 6,000 years. And that time was up in 1914. So since 1914 till now, we've been living under grace, a grace period that was given to us, the God people, to be resurrected mentally resurrected. I know I'm ranting and talking long, Kimmy, but I'm just, giving you a backdrop of the history of what this is all about and why people like, I'm not saying Robert Kennedy Jr. is a Freemason or whatever, but any white person of consequence or that's in a position of power that's going against, politically or corporate or militarily, that's going against their own brothers, are likely part of that team. I'm not saying he is or he ain't, but it's highly placed, powerful white people who at a certain time are gonna go to war, in various ways against their wicked brothers.
Oh no, that's much appreciated, because I think that backdrop was well needed, for this conversation, so we can see a better perspective of what's going on and how this came about. Because I think a lot of us, we wonder why and how we got in this condition, and why the so-called European is on top of us. And then some are questioning, well, if we was such this, and then, the tribe of Shabazz was this, why are we such on a low level? Because it's like Khaled said, why we like polo? Because we living so poor and we're living so low, or something to that effect. We've been so poor and living so low. I think it's pretty sad, but no, it was good you gave that backdrop, because I used to wonder about why those older, like you said, Shriners with the sword, you see that it seems like they more, I'm not saying they are more acting organic than unorganic, but you can clearly see there's a difference between them and other Europeans.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the ones that's in power, and I'm not gonna go all the way into they secrets and they leaders and all of that here, but me being from Los Angeles, if you know anything about the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles, right near USC University of Southern California, that Shrine Auditorium where they do all of their big events in Los Angeles, it's on 32nd Street. But then, recently, last time I was out there, they say, entrance, enter on, it's between 32nd and 33rd Street, right? And you have to be a 32nd or 33rd third degree Mason in order to become a Shriner, right? So, it's been all kind of signs and whatnot right under our nose and our face, and that's how they was able to operate through our instructions. The real secret society is God and his angels, God and his 24 elder, circle of the gods, and his, like I said, his angels, his people. All of that mystery that's been a secret for trillions of years has now been revealed. And it's been revealed only to and through the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the NOI and Minister Farrakhan. Other people have taken little bits and pieces and spin-offs or whatever and kind of constructed and crafted their own little ideologies or whatever with this information, but all of it came from Master Fard Muhammad, the finder and founder of the NOI, to his messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, starting in 1931. It's the subject with UFOs, life on other planets, life, the power of the mind, human beings being God and human beings being Satan, the time of rule, the time of their end, the Armageddon, the war, how America is going to fall, how this world system is going to fall. The planet is not going nowhere. When we say the end of the world, we don't mean the end of the planet or end of life on this planet. We mean the end of a system, a world system, a world that these people, this new, race of people, this Adamic or Adamite race, built and have been ruling for the last 6,000 years. So we at the end of that time, we in the 7,000th year now. So now this is why it's spiraling down. This is why no matter what, these top rulers, European rulers, can't agree. They can't find peace. They can't find unity. And now they are already programmed by this God to cancel each other out. So he's manipulating their minds. He's making them fight and destroy one another. That's why this Ukraine green light by Biden before Trump can even get in office. Biden allegedly is, his handler. Biden don't even know where he at. But just gave the green light to Ukraine to fire long range missiles into Russia, nuclear Russia. You know what I'm saying? So they all know what time it is, and that's why they're kicking it off. That's why they also simultaneously trying to push this UFO narrative, alien UFO net, because it's all related.
Yeah, that's real, man. That's definitely real, Cam, man. And I thought I'd just jump on and build with you, man. You know what I mean? I don't know why a lot of people act like they don't want to jump on and just had a dialogue. You know what I mean? It's cool to type in the chat, but I think it's good when we hear each other's voices. You know what I mean? And we can
that's
get a
the
better
power. Just by you just to verify what you're saying, I be leading people and trying to get them on different ways if I know they on some BS. But like you from a righteous and you don't have to agree with me, but you agree with the truth that you recognize. It's not that you're agreeing with me.
Again. This the second time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Can we put her
yeah. Hold on for a second, Kimmy. I got to pause for the cause.
Thank you, brother. You give us so much daily. You're a true philanthropist. Please don't feel no kind of way. I'm just God's utensil.
I'm feeling all kind of ways, so you can't. You're not the boss of my ways. You can't tell me how to feel. But yeah, man, you see it. You be rocking these brothers, these tough masculine brothers, be knocking us off our little subject matter. But thank you, Asia. That's definitely a vessel of God, and that's what we mean. It don't mean that we 304s. We got to watch what I say. Right. We always are. Beware of those bearing gifts. So don't think that I'm not talking about Asia, but I'm talking about all of us. Mm-hmm. A lot of times that's we got to be cautious. But Asia got a history. She don't never ask for nothing. She don't never disrupt nothing. You know what I'm saying? Always been a blessing and a blesser. So regardless, especially under these circumstances, we talking about our brother SAAFIR and life and death and God and in the real war, that we pray, to our God, the most high, true and living God, to bless Asia and bless everybody on this live in the name of Asia. You know what I'm saying? May all of us that's watching this receive, blessings from her blessing, from her gift, and multiply her blessing and her gift 100-fold. In the name of our God, Allah, we pray. Amen. So now we can
let's continue.
Let's continue.
Definitely.
But I apologize, Kim. What was I saying?
I think we was going into the part of about where I kind of forgot too, because
don't worry. I see Asia with that.
A great moment about a sister donating like that. That was a great moment, man. Definitely.
And I want us all to benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want y'all to feel no kind of way, because money is funny. Money is hard to come by. So that don't mean that she better than y'all or better than us or I'm better than y'all or nothing. It just means it's a very inspirational to see. I think that she sees the value of my track record and what I'm trying to do for us and with us. So all we can do is say thank you and thank you and thank Allah for you, Asia and all y'all.
Yeah, most definitely. I think he was building on how that 7,000 is the 7,000th year, and that their grace was pretty much over, and that's why pretty much Satan is casting out Satan. I think he was going into that.
Right. So the leader, the finder and founder of the Nation of Islam, his name is Master, and it's his title, I should say. His name is Fard Muhammad, but his title is Master Fard Muhammad. He has mastered everything in the sciences of life and reality and creation. He is equal in knowledge, wisdom, understanding, force, and power of the originator. The originator, the very first God in the beginning that started creation. He shares the same mind. That's why we say it is Allah. That character, that very first originator God that created everything in the beginning, or that started the creation, that mind is now fully in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. So when we pray, we praying to the same God that y'all imagine, but he's in person. He's in a person. He's in the person of a man named Master Fard Muhammad, and now has grown another man into that same knowledge, wisdom, understanding, force, and power, and that's the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So we literally, and praying just means communicating with somebody, you know, of course, righteous, or that got your best interest at heart and mind, that's able to do for us what we not yet able to do for ourselves. That's all a prayer is. A request for somebody to help you or do something for you, you know, guide you or whatever. Or it can be a thanks, a prayer of thanks and gratitude, or it can be a meditation. You meditation and just focusing and anchoring yourself, or it can be them guiding you to practice your own God power and will things into existence with your own God power. That's what they are. So Allah, or Master Fard Muhammad, came under the title Mahdi. That means guide, the self-guided one, or guide. And now he has grown the Honorable Elijah Muhammad into a God and into a Mahdi. So now he's our guide also, and he's growing Minister Farrakhan, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, into a Mahdi. But right now, the ones that have mastered that power and that wield and regulate the power and forces of the universe are those two men. And they're guiding us to all grow up into gods, not to be slaves to one God or whatever, you know, and always ask God to do something for us. No, he came to grow us up. Ye are all gods. You are all gods, not slaves. You are all gods, children of the Most High God. But you're meant to grow into God, into the same power that they grow, that they at. But you can only do that through submission. We can only do that through submission and obedience to the gods, the people that already mastered that. If you want to learn Jeet Kune Do or Kung Fu, like my son be all into that, you have to submit. You have to acknowledge and recognize and respect the master of it, and then submit and obey his discipline, his instructions. That's what disciples are. They submit it to the discipline that the master put them on, so that they can grow up into what the master is. So he came to make us a nation of gods, masters, to where we don't have to pray to this one or that one. We righteous, we purified, we can be trusted. Now we're the rulers that the rest of the creation or the rest of the beings on this planet and other planets pray to. They gonna pray to us because we can hear them, you know, telepathically and all. It's a lot that I can get into, but I'm not trying to, you know, get too spooky with us. Davo, thank you, Davo, man. Appreciate you, Davo. Man, thank you. R.I.P., you know, may Allah be pleased. Peace and blessings of Allah be upon our brother SAAFIR, and salute to all our people, says Davo, man. We thank you, Davo. Thank you. So this is what we going. Oh, I'm sorry, Kimmy. Damn, I forgot. Yeah, I just heard it move. Go ahead, Kimmy.
Oh no, it's good. It's all praise to the Most High, man. You know, it's just an honor just to be amongst people, you know, sharing and caring. You know, so I'm just laid back with the family, man. You feel me? But I definitely enjoy your bills. You know what I mean? And I take a lot of the information you share with me, and I'll be on different platforms. But and a lot of time when I elaborate on it, I get a lot of pushback from my brothers because like. Well, you know, I studied. Well, I didn't study under college, but I seen a lot of his teachings online back in, you know, early 2000s and stuff like that. And the information that I got, that I be telling brothers how the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, how they knew the science of the size of the earth, the distance of the earth from the sun, how fast the earth was spinning, the size of the moon, and things like that. And these brothers be like, well, you know, everybody knew that. But I'm like, nah. If you look at how Elijah Muhammad got it, from my perspective, it seems like he had the whole package still, right? And all these other people that was out here in the 1800s or whatever trying to study it, seems to me they had fragments, right? They were trying to piece it together, but it seemed like Elijah got the title, the whole package deal to me.
Yeah, that's correct. And I don't want y'all to feel disrespected when we say Allah. We still mean the Most High, because a lot of people, we get kind of uncomfortable, like he trying to push this Allah stuff on us. Shit. We talking about your God. We talking about us. We talking about the original man and woman, the God of our forefathers. He go by many names, or he go by Yahweh, Yahshua, Jehovah. Whatever God names that we know, his names are all the best names. So don't be offended when we say Allah, because we still talking about the same character. We're not trying to be disrespectful at all. Yeah. So yeah, man, I would love any more questions though. If y'all got any more questions about what we've been taught, you don't have to believe it, but this is a good time to build and meditate on it and pray about it, about life and death, especially when, one of our stars, one of our loved ones, or righteous, people return back to the essence, or we return back to Allah. Shedding their body, shedding their physical body, because we really are returning to Allah right now. We being resurrected right now. You don't have to physically die. We being resurrected in the flesh, resurrected to return to Allah while we live. And when I say return to Allah, return to the Most High, return to being the Most High, not return to the Most High as a slave, as a servant, or whatever. We already that. But through being a slave and a servant, you become the Most High. You become one with the Most High. You become a God. So if y'all know about the Bible, through Moses' obedience and 40 years among his people, God finally raised him up to himself and made Moses a God. Made Moses a God, and then made Aaron his prophet. So now Moses is the God, because it was beneath Jehovah, or the Most High God, to destroy Pharaoh in this world. That's light work for him. He's like, no, I'm gonna raise a slave that used to be under the foot of this slave master, and I'm gonna give him my knowledge, wisdom, understanding, power, and mastery over creation, and let him destroy y'all. Let him destroy Pharaoh.
I'm gonna get one of my, not my YNs, but my Y brothers.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting my Y brothers. And then Moses, as he became a God, then he got his little brother as his prophet, and he's growing his little brother, and then he hands over that power, that assignment, to Aaron. So ultimately, y'all don't, for those that don't know, it was Aaron and the Joshua generation that destroyed the Canaanites and got the children of Israel into the promised land, right? So we all growing, each character, you know what I'm saying? We all growing up and graduating into God. The ultimate destination is to conquer death and to conquer hell. And when I say death, I mean mental, spiritual death while you physically alive, and conquer hell, which also happens to us when we are physically alive. So that's what this is. That's the final enemy that we conquer.
I had one more question, Cam, if you don't mind. Down and let somebody else jump up if they want. My last question was, I remember Dr. Khalid Muhammad was going in how he was comparing us to Lazarus, kind of like begging for the crumbs at the master's table. Right. What's your take on that?
Yeah, that's been true, and you see a lot of it right now with the voting, the election that just happened. Instead of us using all that energy to establish our own separate state, territory, government, nation, like the Nation of Islam has been doing for the last 95 years, or like the state of Israel, like they set up for them ever since 1948, we would rather go beg and cry and protest and appeal to our former slave masters and their system, to be a part of their system, yet we claim to be Christians. We claim to be Hebrews. With your own Bible is telling you Exodus. You know what I'm saying? Come out of her. Come out of this wicked nation. Be not partakers in her sins and her plagues, because her sins and her plagues have reached all the way up to heaven now, and they about to be, or they being chastised, and wrath is coming down now because of that. So the whole point of messengers and prophets and messiahs is to lead us righteously away from this whole system, this whole world. It don't mean that we go into some other country. We can eventually do that, but we separate mentally, we separate emotionally, we separate spiritually, we separate economically. That's how you're supposed to separate. It don't mean you can't still do business with your former slave masters and respect them and they mutual respect, but you're not relying on them. You're not trying to vote in and be a part of their system and integrate and drink out the same water fountain and sit on the same toilets and put your children in the same schools. We the ones that taught them civilization. We the one taught them the sciences, from physics to chemistry to spirituality. All we got to do is return to our own kind, return to our own curriculum. We done already got the experience of surviving hell, surviving Satan for the last 400, down to 500 years over here. We like the diamonds with the roaches that you can't kill, the righteous roaches. So we don't need, we're the glue that holds this wicked system together. It's our brains and our genius, you know what I'm saying, and our talent and our soul that even make America, you know, the place everybody want to live, is because we here and we don't know it.
That's real. That's real. Well, I appreciate your time, Cam, man. It's always good to build with you, King. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it. Stay well.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
Thank
Ken.
you for coming on, brother.
Man, salute. Much love to you, bro.
Salute.
All right, peace. Excuse me. Don Easy TV. How do I get the Hebrews off my back with me not having facial hair? What scripture can I use to cut our brothers? I mean, why would you want to cut them? Yeah. I don't know. You would have to ask them. I had a conversation not too long ago, a couple of months ago, with Tazariak, brother Captain Tazariak from I forgot exactly which Hebrew nation that he represent, and he was him and another brother before, and they was telling me about their science or reasoning for the beard and not rounding the corners of the beard, or you can cut it low and this and that, and that's them just observing and obeying what they believe is a mandatory law or statute or commandment from the God that they believe in. We don't, we in the nation, we don't believe that, but we don't knock those that do. We respect that. You know what I'm saying? If it's from God and we see, that our brothers or sisters is actually trying to observe that and be disciplined, like we don't got nothing but salute. We don't turn back or reject nothing. None of our people, they reject us. If anything, they say, well, yeah, y'all don't believe this and y'all don't believe, okay, well, we always are offering olive branch. Come on, man, let's unite. And they say, no, we can't unite with y'all because of this, and y'all don't believe this, and y'all don't. Like, all right, well, so it's not for a lack of olive branch and offering, but we respect, our people regardless, because all religious dogma aside, this is what we got in common. We got the shared experience, and we do agree with, we're the descendants of 400-year, slaves and the fulfillment of that prophecy. But, I asked the brother, so who is the Moses then? If we fulfill the 400 years, then who is the Moses? And he was like, well, that's talking about a whole different instance. So I was like, it's been 800 years. So you say that's happened to us twice? And he basically said, yeah. So I didn't agree with that. So we can't worry about, trying to convince people that don't see, what we see. So we just got to keep on chugging along and doing what we're doing. Fly chefing, God forbid, but if the great Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan passes, who or what takes his place? Everybody's going to pass away. Now, he's going to depart. He's going to depart soon, very soon, and the world or the people will think or say he's dead. But just like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in 1975, we just know otherwise. And there's no one individual coming after the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. No, he's the last. So what comes after him is the destruction. That's what comes. I mean, you know, see how we got dark senses of humor over here. So what comes after Farrakhan is the destruction.
That's who's taking his place.
Yeah, that's the guy that's taking his place. And I, you know, no disrespect. I mean, you know, that's a very good question and a very serious question. But no, there's no leader coming after him. And he's not, you know, he's going to outlive us. You know, yeah, I'm saying, just call it, telling you, Farrakhan is going to outlive us. And that's an article of faith. If you want to, if certain things that you want to know what we believe, because certain things I can't prove it to you. All I can do is tell you what we believe and what has been written. And then based on that, based on everything else prior that we said we believe that been written, that has already come true and come to pass exactly like it was written, then we would have to, you know, look at this the same way. But I can't prove it to you. So I'd be kind of hesitant about saying stuff that I can't prove right now. I got to say this is what we believe. Right.
You remember that lecture Honorable Elijah Muhammad had? He was like, the 7 scientists of destruction.
Oh, yeah.
Not one of I think he said their bellies can't even be filled.
Yeah, say that America is just like a mouse among 7 hungry cats. So the 7 scientists of destruction, or the 7 angels that the Bible talk about, because they're scientists. That's all a god or an angel is a scientist. So you got wicked scientists and wicked gods like Dr. Fauci and people that, you know, that manufacture weapons, you know, biological or viral weapons of mass deletion. Those are gods of wickedness. Those are gods or angels of Satan, right? That have such knowledge of science that they can fashion, you know, weapons of mass destruction, nuclear bombs and this and that and all kind of different, you know, Bill Gates, people that know how to make GMO foods and ready Roundup, you know, people that know how to harm large numbers of people or deceive large numbers of people, manipulate, you know, wickedly. But you can also righteously manipulate large numbers of people and righteously save or cure or heal or give a path for the people to be able to cure themselves and heal themselves. And if you notice, the CDC and AMA, American Medical Association, and HHS, and all of this, they don't talk about cures. It's almost like the word cure is a crime. You can't even use the word cure. They don't cure. They treat. They treat. Now, why would I want to trust the science of people that don't cure nothing? They don't cure my illnesses. They treat them and drug me. These are drug dealers. They sell drugs to me. When God wasn't a drug dealer or a drug seller, God is going to give you the knowledge of natural herbs and minerals and diets and fasting and, you know, elements that would cure us. So why did that disappear? Why is that not a part of the United Snakes curriculum when it comes to health? That's one of the problems that they allegedly have with RFK right now. And we'll see if RFK actually, you know, fulfills that, or if they crack him and they make him an offer that he can't refuse. We'll see. We about to see all of that. But it's a beautiful time because those knowledges of cures and antidotes and, you know, and protocols, natural protocols are about to be released. They're being released right now. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to hear a lot more of them being just overly released as these whistleblowers blow these whistles. As Satan is casting out Satan, you're going to hear more and more whistleblowers revealing and exposing the actual treatments of these diseases that have been plaguing us for so long. That's the blessing part. That's the part we're supposed to be rejoicing over. Just because we see them in their world falling and collapsing, we're not supposed to grieve over their world unless you're a part of it, unless you believe in it. Then, yeah, you should be grieving along with them. Stockholm syndrome. We sick, boss? What's the matter? Our house burning down, boss? No, but the poor heard Jesus and the gospel gladly. The information that's revealed to us, the despised and the rejected, is regarding, cures and healings and solutions and refuge and escape from this and escape from that and relief that we never experienced for the last 470 something years. So it's our time. All you got to do is hold on. Whatever you suffering, whatever ailment and illness, that you suffering from, disease, try to eat right. Try to hold on a few more days. Hold on, fight it. Fight for your health. Don't, I'm not saying, stop taking whatever medicine and nothing like that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying keep your eyes and ears open for the actual cures now, actual, protocols that's been suppressed, actual things that's in nature and things that's going to be revealed, while they warn with each other, and things that's going to be exposed on how to actually, heal from this and that and be cured from this and that. All of that's coming. You know what I'm saying? I dare say in a few months, year 2025 is going to be, this people is going down and this information, and another people and other information is coming up. As this goes down, it's catapulting us up. That's how, and we're going to see each other right in the middle, you know what I'm saying, for a brief moment, to where a lot of us is going to get deceived right in that middle part and think, that we should go to the other side because it's looking like it's equal. But no, they on their way down. They just lying. They lying to you. Don't be deceived. Stand on your newfound revelation. Stand on your new spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's all in your favor. The future is yours. The future is yours. Man. Donnie Z, we losing too many brothers in their young 50s. Yeah, but we at war. Most of us is, like I'm saying, is from diseases, afflictions, ailments, illness. Is from being poisoned. These are the new weapons of war. These are the new weapons of Satan. They're not really new, but it's new ones now, like with all these viruses and all these pandemic this and all these STDs and STIs and all of that. Those are weapons of war. It don't mean that you just, you just wicked and God just cursed you. Like the Quran say, even guard yourselves against an affliction which might not be exclusively, that might not strike those exclusively of us that's unjust, meaning it hits some innocent as well as the wicked. So we got to guard ourselves knowing that they done created these weapons. You know what I'm saying? It say no weapon formed against the righteous shall prosper, but it don't mean it ain't gonna hit you. You know what I'm saying? If you can last and keep yourself alive and keep yourself as healthy as possible until God, gives you that cure or that healing, but them weapons gonna hit our ass. They're gonna hit our ass for sure. We're gonna get wounded. They just not gonna prosper. So just understand that. The Quran also say, talking about the righteous that was fighting and sacrificing and struggling for the righteousness' sake. Once they take a loss or a casualty, then they start breaking, their faith start breaking. And it was said, and they thought that there would be no affliction. They thought that they would not suffer no loss or no disease or no ailments or no affliction. Oh no, this is war. It's casualties, it's wounds. We're gonna suffer everything that our people suffer. That's what even the Honorable Elijah Muhammad used to go through. He said, I suffered every disease except cancer. You're like, what? I thought you was the messenger of God. And all. He's like, yeah, I'm not sick because of no sin that I committed, because I have not sinned. I have to suffer what my people suffer. They have to see me suffer and then come out of it to show them what they supposed to do to come out of it. So don't judge your own wounds or ailments or illnesses or whatever as a curse or as a destruction or as a doom. I got cancer. I got diagnosed with cancer. Like, no, the minister had cancer. He ain't even supposed to be here no more. He had his whole insides, lower intestines been gone for the last 20-something years. They made a whole new case study about him surviving. I'm talking about in the medical journals. They put so many radiated seeds in his, because he had prostate cancer. They put so many over radiated seeds in his body, it burnt all his insides out. He'd been living off a colostomy bag for, like I said, last 20-something years. Y'all never knew it. All the strength and and he 90, about to be 92 years old by God's permission. You never knew it. That's God. So if he from God, why did he have to suffer that? Yeah, exactly. Why did Jesus suffer what he suffered?
Right.
Don't think that getting in this walk and being righteous is you're going to be unscathed and not wounded. No, if you're a Christian and say once the lamb got to the throne, he looked like he'd been slain from the foundation of the world. He was in such effed up condition, such terrible shape, suffered everything that you could suffer mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. That's what earned him the throne. That's what earned him the crown, I should say, and the throne. Don't think you getting into this righteous thing and it's going to be smooth. It's going to be worse and rougher than it ever was, but you're going to get rewarded with power, healing, everlasting life, happiness, bliss, rivers, man, where gardens flow. So, and rulership forever and forever. Are y'all willing to do? We suffering for nothing right now. We're not getting nothing. We getting no ROI, no return on our investment. Suffering for nothing. Shit, if you're gonna suffer this much, you may as well suffer for righteousness' sake and get the full reward. Why not?
No taxes.
No taxes, you know what I'm saying? No strings attached, no satanic Diddy tapes or something they gonna be holding over you. Nah. You actually get to wipe them out. God is going to give you the keys or the swords to wipe all of them out.
You don't got to put on no baby oil. Like,
you know what I'm saying? You got to do none of that. None of that. Salute, Ghetto Nuts TV. I see you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, I love these handles. I love. But this is what we supposed to do. And they know they sell us this poison, Donnie Z. They know that life is hell for us, especially if you're a black man. So they provide the weed and the pills and the lean and the alcohol and the girls and the weak thoughts and the free box that ain't free, ain't nothing pleasurable free, just to get you caught up, just to get us addicted to something that's gonna hold us down on the low level. That's going to keep us living below the navel, keep us living according to our appetites, right? To where we can't advance. We can't recognize righteous guidance. We can't access our God powers of our brain because we in the netherworld, we living in the underworld. We don't even know that all these pleasures feel 1,000 times better if you righteous. There's nothing wrong with your sex organs. It's how many, certain amount of nerves in the male, reproductive organs, sexual organs, certain number of nerves in the female reproductive. If you using them righteously,
it feels even better.
Yeah,
I'm not speaking from experience.
It's no drug, it's no, medicine, it's no teaching, it's no nothing that can compare with that. That's why it's called Allah's goodly pleasure. Pleasure. There's nothing wrong with pleasure. It's only wrong with pleasure if you ain't earning it or is based on satanic agenda.
Or you paying some funny money.
You know what I'm saying? Doing some change for, something strange for a piece of change. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus didn't, or who was it? Who stopped by the whorehouse but didn't go in it?
Jesus. No, he went in it.
He wasn't, he
wasn't paying like he was weighing though. He was he was telling the 304s that they ain't got a 304 no more. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't holding it against them. Matter of fact, the 304 females is way more realer than the so-called holy rolling Christian and Muslim females. Those are the prodigal daughters that you was talking about last time.
Elaborate on that real quick, Pop.
Because they've been out there. They didn't experience hell. They didn't experience all of the disappointments, all of the traumas, all of the grief, all of the stress, all of the abuse. And they got something to compare it to. you know, if you just outside looking at it in a book and saying, yeah, this and that, that's theoretical to you. It's like theory. But the sisters that actually then went out there and experienced that, got violated as a child, as a young girl, and that trauma carried them through all kind of hell, and they've been through this and that. Them is the diamonds. That's the real wifey material. If you know how to get the dirt off and the dust and the rust and the demons off, those is the best material. That's why Master Fard Muhammad, the Savior, came for them. He said those women is the best material in the universe. If you're gonna find you a woman or a wife, you find you the dark ones, you know what I'm saying? But we already have been products of this hell for 400 years. But if you willing and able to do the work to make a 304 into a housewife, it don't mean you a sucker. Don't get that.
I don't like that tap and save a
304
stuff, man.
That's what we here for. We generals.
Right.
We general saving hoes.
I'm a young lieutenant.
That's what we here for. Because we was hoes. You know what I'm saying? Shit, somebody had to save us. Yeah. So that's what it's about. May Allah be pleased again. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon the soul of our brother SAAFIR. You know what I'm saying? SAAFIR, of course, is a Muslim name. You know what I'm saying? And his brothers, you know what I'm saying, Hassan and all, they all was raised Muslim. You know what I'm saying? That's all they foundation. We all brothers in the spirit and, you know, biologically also. So all of this is dedicated. This live is dedicated to brother SAAFIR. You know what I'm saying? And to your brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, nieces and nephews, sons and daughters, loved ones that have recently transitioned. Think not and act not and speak not of them that have transitioned in God's way as a righteous person. Don't speak of them or think of them as dead, because they are not dead. Just their body is dead. It's just that light bulb that burnt out. The energy and electricity that lit it up ain't nowhere near dead. Matter of fact, it done grew stronger. That's why it burnt out that vessel. So don't speak though as of them as they dead. They not dead. We just perceive not. We just don't understand what their condition is now, what reality that they exist in at this point. So with that said, we're gonna come back later on at maybe 10 or 10:30. You want to say something?
So all the donations and stuff, which I'm thankful.
Oh yeah, we already talked about that. Yes, thank you, Davo, and thank you, Asia. Salute. So we're gonna get off of here and come back after we eat and after we do a few things.
I want to be safe.
Yeah, I want to be safe for
Don't
sure.
stay, man. I don't want. Yes, you do.
Yeah, we saviors. So
we saviors.
We saviors.
That's the caption right there.
Yeah.
That's
so,
the caption.
All right, y'all. Peace. We be back in a few, God willing. Peace. Love you. Rest in peace. Well, not rest in peace, but SAAFIR. Peace.